Hi, I'm Clint Merkel. I'm a member of the First United Methodist Church in Bloomington. I got married in this church in 2004, and I've been attending ever since.
I'm Mary Jane Compton, and I moved to Bloomington in 1997 and have been a member of First Church ever since that time with my husband until he passed away.
What makes this ministry tick here? And can you explain what has changed since the East African refugees started to come to church?
Sure. Well, these families typically come with young children, a lot of young children, sometimes, 4 or 6 children. So I would say that the most obvious thing that I've seen is just the explosion of our children's ministry and the children's moment in service every weekend. It's most certainly at least tripled that population, and it's great to see just, let's say, non-monochrome up at the front of the church. So it's definitely increased the diversity of the church, and it's increased, language, right? We're blessed by having an associate pastor who speaks Swahili. We've translated the sermons so that people can read it in Swahili and in French. We have created some support auxiliary, Sunday school classes specifically for this population. So it's added a lot to the vitality, I think.
I also noticed too that some of our men have been able to assist in some of the services. They are ushering. Some of the younger high school aged boys are helping people get into church. I know just a couple of weeks ago, one of my friends said, "Oh yes, Joseph wheeled me in when my husband helped me get out of the car into my chair. He brought me into church." But they've been ushering. One has more than one have helped with communion. And so they are participating, not just by coming, but they're participating in the worship services.
Yeah, the tech booth too.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
the tech booth too. High school young man is working there to help get the slides up so that we can see what's going on.
Clint and Mary Jane, can you tell us how you individually, this relationship with the refugees, families, and East African families coming here, and you being so involved has changed your relationship with God?
I think I now know why some of my predecessors, my great aunts and great uncle, were missionaries in Africa. That's not something that I have done, but these people have come here, and I've been able to reach out and help them. And I think that's what God wants me to do. You don't always have to do something with the folks here in Bloomington or any other city, and I've lived in several, but we can reach out to those who have come to us and have special needs, the language and the transportation in particular. But I think he's looking down on me and saying, "Mary Jane, even though you're older, you can still be of benefit."
Absolutely. This, oh man, this mission, this outreach has really done the job, for me. It's connected me to the church in a much more profound way. It's just tied me to the church in a way that's not just I go on Sunday type thing. We've been told to welcome the refugee and welcome the stranger, and I didn't know that this effort was going to be what would whack me upside the head and say, this is what I meant, and this is how you get your heart filled with God's love. But that's exactly, what this has done for me. It's helped me through some dark times as I was laid off from a job, and it helped fill in the gaps and keep me positive, and helped me find that I still have a lot of benefit that I can bring to the world and to this church and to my community.
Thank you so much. It's so deeply moving what you both really have shared, and we hope that everybody else in the church can start to participate, because it's mutual blessing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
She is so sad because she left her parents there, her family, her brothers and sisters. I'm telling them that I'm from United States, but there's some people that love them. And they need that love, they need the hug of God.
Maritza Velasquez Cota, an immigrant herself, serves 2 to 3 times a week at this shelter on the U.S.-Mexico border.
I think I have the gift. Someone call me and tell me, Maritza, can you help me with this or that? They just can tell me what they need, and I don't know how to do it, but I get it. I think that's from God. I'm not important, I'm not famous here in Nogales, but I know when you ask me for a favor or for something, I know how to get it. ¿Cuánto viajaste? 1 month traveling through here to get here. I have seen there in the border from Russia, Haiti, and from Acapulco, Guerrero, that's Mexico too, and Guatemala is the most people that is coming from.
Buenos días. Hola, buenos días. Mi esposa es Maritza Velázquez.
Some families have traveled with smugglers, up to a month with small children, under dangerous conditions, risking robbery and violence at every turn. The journey is treacherous and exhausting.
Everybody has 16 years old here. ¿Cuántos días tienen aquí? They have to be on the gang. If they not, they will be killed.
Maritza and her husband, Pastor Raúl Velázquez, bring food, hygiene items, and blankets from their United Methodist Church in Nogales, Arizona.
Cambia uno por niño.
Uno de niño, okay. Este es de niño.
It's not that I just can take stuff or food. It's the food of God that I would love to take to them.
Padre, en el nombre precioso de Jesús.
That hug, that love that God already gave it to me, I want to share it with them. And it's a privilege serving God in this way. I love it.
Who are asylum seekers? People seeking asylum are just like you and me, people with lives, plans, and dreams for the future. But war, violence, and persecution have forced them to make an incredibly difficult choice. Some face danger because of who they are or what they believe. Some are in danger because they refuse to give in to the demands of violent gangs that are targeting their families. Others have watched as their homes were destroyed and their neighborhoods became war zones. All of them left everything behind for a chance at safety for themselves and their children. Like refugees, people seeking asylum are afraid to return home because of persecution or violence, but have not yet been granted refugee status. After leaving their home countries, many asylum seekers undertake extremely long and dangerous journeys to seek legal protection in the United States. Some travel for hundreds of miles on foot to arrive at the southern border with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Others spend months planning to arrive by plane. Once asylum seekers make it to the U.S. and tell an official they would like to seek protection, they are screened to determine if they face credible fear of persecution if they were to return home. Then, asylum seekers must wait to have their cases heard before an immigration judge, who will determine if they will be granted protection as a refugee. It can take months or even years before asylum seekers have their cases heard in court. During this time, they face a waiting period before they can legally work and don't have access to the same government services as other refugees. Even though more than 90% of asylum seekers show up for their hearings, many are forced to await their hearings while being held in harsh prison-like conditions in immigration detention. We are there to support them through the difficult waiting period and beyond. We support border shelters that welcome asylum seekers after they are released from detention with a warm meal and a safe place to plan their next steps. Our call center connects asylum seekers with social services and volunteer networks in the places they are going to reunite with family members and communities. Through case management and legal services, we make sure they can access support systems and get a fair hearing in court. In partnership with the communities we serve, we support asylum seekers as they work to rebuild their lives and secure a bright future for their families.